this is the first of 5 Yin lessons where we're going to be, or Yin classes where we're going to be looking at the different elements. So we're going to be working with each of the elements. And today it's Earth, so it's a unique program specific to Earth, and then we'll do water and fire and so on. And each of the classes has its own unique meditation attached to it at the end of the sessions. Conscious of the breath. As the body rises and falls, with each passing breath. And coming up to the stillness of your mind. Looking beyond your thoughts and resting deep, deep into the center of your mind. Watching without judgment, right or wrong, and simply experiencing everything that surrounds this point. Your physical body, the mat, the ground that you're sitting on, the earth beneath you, and the space that you are in. And then, when you are ready, slowly and gently, opening the eyes. Welcome. Now we can come to the back of the mat and continue into the first position, which is a supported child, same as last week. So we're going to take either some cushions or, if you wish to, bolster, and just gently bring it between the legs. So the knees are slightly apart. And then we're just going to come forward with the body and just come gently down onto the bolster and just rest in a place where you can just relax. Again here, I want you to feel the earth beneath you, supporting you now in a completely different way. But still allowing the earth beneath you to take all responsibility for the relaxation. As we relax the knees and the hips, and the back, the neck, shoulders are relaxed. The breath is natural and without control. Trusting the gravity to hold you and support you. Now, if you wish to, taking a deep inhale, feeling how the body lifts away from the floor or the ground. And a long exhale as we sink deeper into the position. If necessary, lifting the elbows so the elbows come slightly further forward. If you feel that you're not comfortable, you can just, of course, move. So maybe you want to move the bolster a little bit further back. Maybe you want to come a little bit deeper, maybe bringing the forehead and the nose onto the mat. So whatever is comfortable for you. The experience of Yin Yoga is different every time. As the mind learns to let go of doing things and thinking things, this means that quicker and quicker when we come into the Yin class, the body and the mind relaxes quicker and quicker, becomes familiar. Often in the beginning we're wary of things that we don't understand, or maybe feel that, oh, I'm not sure what I should be doing or not be doing. And while these thoughts are flying around in your head, it's very difficult to relax. So as we practice, you'll find that everything relaxes quicker and quicker. So in these last few seconds, just relaxing the lower back just a little bit more, and the hips, the knees, checking that the toes are relaxed, the fingers. And then we're going to bring the hands back to the knees. You can use the arms if you wish as you come up, all the way to the top. We remove the bolster or the cushions, and we're going to come into sealed position. Now, I remember the last week when we were talking about this position, you can do this in two ways, and there's a simple way when we're leaning on the elbows and the lower arms are just resting on the floor, or we can have the arms straight. So whichever you feel most comfortable with, we're just gently going to come forward with the body, feet together in the center of the mat. And like I said, we can start by, for example, having the elbows under the shoulders. We allow the upper back to relax so that the head can simply sit on the top of the position. And if you wish to, you can bring the elbows just that little bit further forward so you get even more support. So feel how the body actually sinks down into this position. Some deep conscious breath again. As much as possible, staying in the center of the mind and just seeing everything as an experience, even the sounds that you experience in the room. Maybe the individual emotions that you are feeling. And if you wish to, you can come up into the full position, which is just have the arms straight in front of you, and just again collapse down into the shoulders and allow the head to just sit on the top. As I said when we did this last week, you'll notice once you're up in this position with the arms straight, how the heels actually come towards each other in the center, even if we're completely and utterly relaxed. So everything is being supported from the straight arms, from the shoulders to the wrists. Or if you're in the half position, then from the elbows to your shoulders. Everything else is completely relaxed. So again, we're going to relax the hips, lower back. We relax the stomach muscles, allow them to hang out and down towards the mat. You know, that stomach that you usually pull in so it doesn't hang over your belt. That's the one. Just allow that to be exactly as it is. As I've said many times before, everybody is welcome in my classes. You can be thin as a rake, overweight, you can be stiff as a plank, or as flexible as a rubber band. It really doesn't matter. What does matter is that you feel just that little bit better each time you practice. And this is something I like to talk about a lot, and I'm going to remind you a lot as well. If you're in my classes, this is called yoga practice. It is not called yoga perfect. Yoga practice. And if you can have that, just that little sort of smile in the corner of your lips, when you think, yeah, it's just fine as it is, and you'll be able to relax in a much better way. So allowing the stomach to just hang down just that little bit more. Upper back relaxes, the heart is resting in the chest, supported also by the earth energy or the gravity. And then we're going to release the position. So if your arms are straight, you can come down to the elbows first. And then we're going to come back to a sitting position. So just rest just for a second or two, just to maybe in Crocodile 1, for example. Maybe you want to rock the hips left to left and right to right, just to relax the lower back just a little bit more. And then we're going to gently come up from the mat. And remember watching the resistance of the body to actually leave the floor. Good. So we're going to continue into half caterpillar. And we haven't done this position before, but it is a stretch for the hamstrings, apart from anything else. The only difference with this position, especially in the Yin Yoga, is we're not trying to sort of lift the upper body or try and pull in the lower back. We want you to allow the back to be as round as possible. So we're going to start by bringing the right heel out to the corner of the mat. And those of you in the room here, you can face the front of the room here, sit in the center of the mat. And then take the right heel to the corner of the mat. Good. Good. So now it can be useful to have some cushions. Either you can have the cushion under the knee, like this. Or if you're particularly stiff, as I was when I started doing yoga, you can have a bolster and a cushion if you wish. And basically all we're going to do is to just relax out to the right ear. And sort of think about your forehead just gently coming down towards the knee. So again, I don't want you to be thinking that we're sort of extending out from the lower back and then going down. I just want you to allow the lower back to round, the upper back to round, and just bringing the head down towards the knee. Here we can just breathe. If you find that the bolster's too high, you can always change to another pillow. Maybe you can have the bolster into your body so you can actually lean down onto that. Whatever you want to use to make yourself as comfortable as possible. And then eventually you'll be able to do this by just leaning into the position and just breathing naturally. So again, we're using this earth energy just to allow the body to be as heavy as possible. Good, that's very good. Yeah. Good, nice. So, of course, you're going to feel the hamstring, but this is not pulling yourself into the position. It is simply allowing the weight of your body to take you to that maximum position. So At this point, there should not be any pain. If there is, please back off away from the position, place some more cushions under the knee, perhaps, and then come back to your maximum position. When I may say maximum position, I mean 100% of what your body can do. So don't allow your ego to take over here and push you beyond what the body can do. It's very important. As we're talking about working in the root chakra, the first chakra, this opens up a space within the pelvis. It helps the lower back. It helps the hips to relax as we work with this earth energy, just allowing everything to just pass away from the body and into the earth. So we're not going to stay in the position for a very long time today, so we're just going to release it. And we make ourselves as comfortable as possible in the opposite direction. For those of you that are new, about almost 2 years ago I had a very serious accident. Almost killed myself falling from a ladder. So apart from anything else, I sort of quite badly damaged the left side of my body. So part of this YouTube channel is basically to show that we can all be human and all have problems and still work with them individually. So on this side it's a little bit more difficult for me, so I'm going to use the bolster here, and I'm going to use a cushion, and just as everybody else, just make myself as comfortable as possible. So I can feel that the earth energy or the gravity beneath me is simply just sort of using the weight of my upper body just to take me to the position. And even if I'm aware that this side of the body is actually stiffer than the right side of the body for me, I can still just feel where that is, where I can feel that, yeah, that's where the body wants to be right now. And then we just breathe in this position. The interesting thing is that when we're breathing in this conscious way, but allowing the breath to be relaxed, the body actually relaxes by itself. So I'm not actually trying to force a stretch in any way, I'm just allowing it to be there. I'm just watching the breath. Good. And just to demonstrate that this breathing process, which helps the body to relax, is actually helping you without you even knowing it. I want you to take a deep breath without moving. Feel again how the body lifts out of the position. And then a long exhale, and feel how the body actually goes deeper into the position. Just feeling this. Might be just a few millimeters more, or even 1 or a half a millimeter. And then we release the position. So apart from anything else, it's extremely effective, especially if you have lower back pain, which a lot of us do. And this was something that I suffered with a lot, especially when I started with the yoga. which was about 36 years ago now, so it's some time. But it was one thing that sort of I had every single day. It was like a sort of unpleasant friend at my side all the time. And to actually have that just to gently leave bit by bit until it wasn't there anymore was actually one of the most pleasant experiences of my life. So it's one of the reasons that I practice yoga, is to just keep myself away from that unpleasant friend. Good. Okay, we move to the next position. And we were going to recline butterfly, which we've done before, but today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do supported frog, and we're going to do half supported frog. So again, we're going to lie down on the stomach. And we're going to bring the bolster or cushions, it doesn't matter whether it's a bolster or cushions. As I said many times before, if you're going to be in my lessons, one of these is very useful to have. You're going to lie on the stomach in the center of the mat. And we're going to have the left leg straight, and we're going to bring the right knee up onto the bolster or the cushions and allow the lower part of the leg to be straight down the cushions or straight down the bolster. Approximately sort of just relax the ankle, allowing it to be approximately 90 degrees here. So we're not sort of forcing it into the position, it's sort of behaving very much like a frog, just out to the side. And then we just lie down and resting the forehead onto both hands. And here we want to breathe consciously through the lower back. So when I say breathe consciously, I don't mean you're sort of putting effort into the breath. I just want you to think about that you're breathing towards the lower back, almost like you're creating space in the lower back. Bottom of the spine, inside the pelvis, and the hips. It's this simple conscious breath. If you watch carefully, you'll notice that with each breath, the body actually relaxes just that little bit more with each exhale. We don't want to force this in any way, we just become more and more conscious of it. If you're feeling tension right now, just allow it to be there. Focus on everything else. Maybe the sounds in the room, my voice maybe. And the fact that we can relax the lower back just a little bit more, and the shoulders, just conscious how the shoulders relax, the elbows. Maybe you want to bring the forehead and the nose all the way down to the mat. Feeling how the chest becomes more and more in contact with the mat. The earth beneath you. As the hip relaxes, maybe we can just move the lower leg out more towards the right, and maybe moving the knee out from the side of the body. Conscious breathing to the hip. then we can gently come out of the position. So just as comfortably as you can. And then we take the cushions or the bolster to the other side of the mat. Again, check you're in the center of the mat. You have both legs straight down the mat, and then we're going to take the left knee up onto the bolster. Lower part of the leg, straight along the cushions or the bolster, and approximately 90 degrees at the ankle, just allowing that to be as relaxed as possible, and then coming back to lying on the stomach. Again, you might wish to start with the forehead on both hands, much as we do in the crocodile 1 position. This position is such a fantastic position to release lower back tension. And we're going to sort of adjust as the body relaxes. The chest and the stomach comes more in contact with the mat. Again, if you wish to, moving the hands forward and bringing the forehead and nose to the mat. Relaxing the lower back just that little bit more. And the shoulders. Maybe lifting the elbows a little bit so that you make sure you're not supporting with the upper arms from the elbows to the shoulders. Just allowing this gentle stretch on the left side. For these last few seconds, making sure the fingers are relaxed. Maybe conscious of how much contact you have with the floor or with the mat, both hands. Maybe it's only the top of the fingers and the thumbs and the wrists, the rest supported by the space between the hands and the ground, the floor beneath you. Deep and understanding wisdom that the earth has. Just simply giving attention in your body to the earth. Just using the breath. And then again, we're going to release the position. We can come back up onto the knees as gently as possible. So you can walk the elbows back here. And come up into hero position. And just relax your shoulders. As I said last week, allow the elbows to be as heavy as possible. Here you can have the knees together or slightly apart, depending on what's comfortable for you. Sitting on a cushion between the legs or under the ankles if you feel too much tension in the thighs or in the knees. Closing the eyes. Being conscious of maybe that little extra bit of space in the hips, the lower back, a little bit of freedom that we have. And then we're going to gently open the eyes. And we're going to use now the bolster in the center of the mat. And we're going to come into supported frog. This is both legs. So if you wish to, you can have cushions on both sides here so that it feels comfortable. But after a while you'll find that you don't really need those. So we're just going to come forward with the body onto the bolster. So you just lower the body onto the bolster. And make sure that you can bring your forehead to the floor. Maybe you have to move just slightly a bit forward here. And then we pull both knees up on the outside of the bolster or the outside of the mat. We relax down onto the bolster or the cushions. Again, here, use the gravity. Maybe taking one of those long breaths in and a long breath out. Releasing any tension that we might have still in the upper back. Maybe lifting the head and placing the forehead back on the floor once the neck has relaxed. So imagine yourself like a drop of water that's sort of spreading out onto the floor and find its own balance. The surface tension of the water coming into perfect balance with the earth energy beneath it. Remember, if it becomes too much in the knees, just to move out of the position or place a cushion. Maybe you want to bring the knees just a little bit further forward, or move them a little bit further away. Again, shoulders relaxed, arms heavy, forehead and nose on the mat, breathing consciously. If you're not already there, coming again to the center point of your mind and just watching everything as if it's an experience. And then gently lift the head, and we're going to straighten the legs back onto the mat. And again, we're just going to walk yourself back. You can use the elbows or the hands, whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to return to hero position. So again, placing the cushions as you wish to. Allow your body to sink down into the pelvis. Just noticing how the shoulders are maybe just that little bit more relaxed. Maybe the neck feels just that little bit longer. And the breathing just that little bit calmer. Good. We gently open the eyes, and as last week, we're going to find a position against the wall, everybody in the room. So I'm just going to turn the mat around. Hopefully that works. Good. So as I said last week, if you're at home, you can of course do this up against the door, but just make sure that nobody's going to come through the door while you're up against it. Maybe lock it. Or just find a wall where there's no door. We place the buttocks against the wall, and here we can use the opposite arm. It doesn't matter whether it's the right buttock or the left buttock, it doesn't really matter. Just using the arm so you don't fall over. And then we just roll down onto the mat, keeping the buttocks as close to the wall as possible, and then rolling over onto the back. And at the moment, you could just have the knees bent. Just arranging yourself so that you're either up on the cushion, or the bolster. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good. So remember what I said last week, we can actually place the bolster directly under the back as well. Or we can have it resting on the floor, and here we just simply straighten the legs. Now that might not be possible, so if it's not, it is again just have the knees slightly bent, so you just feel this tension here. But today we're going to split the legs, so straddle position. And there's no competition to see how far apart that you can bring the legs, it's just to allow them to come to their natural position where you can feel that, okay, there's some tension there, and just relax. Then we're going to place the hands under the back of the head and relax the elbows to the floor. Once again here, we're looking for the earth energy to just help the legs to just hang in this position. You're going to feel this tension in the inside of the upper legs, from the groin to the inside of the knees. This is normal. And we keep the legs as straight as possible. But as I said, it does not matter if you slightly have the knees bent like this, for example, because it still has the same effect with the weight of the legs and the gravity beneath you. Remember, I was talking about the part of the stomach that hangs over your belt. Well, now it's actually hanging down into your body, so we don't have to hide it anymore. And it's always good to have a bit of humor when you're doing yoga as well. It's not to take yourselves too seriously. There's a lot of things that we need to be serious about in our lives, and yoga isn't one of them. It is just playing with your body in many different ways, and also exploring the reaches of your mind. There seems to be some confusion sometimes about what the mind is. The mind is not your brain. Your brain is running all the systems of the body, and your mind is watching everything. And at the center of the mind is yourself. Here we relax the lower back just that little bit more. You might find that it comes even more in contact with the mat or the cushion under the lower back. I know I just demonstrated it last week, but if you find that you can't get into this position, you can move the body further away from the wall and just start by having the knees bent and then gently having the legs straight, and then more and more you're going to feel the weight of the legs, and you're going to feel that your lower back comes more and more in contact with the mat, and then you can get closer with the buttocks towards the wall until you're actually against the wall. So we're going to stay in this position for approximately another minute. We can relax the toes. Just make sure, wiggle your toes just a little bit or not. Make sure that the fingers are relaxed so you're not holding the head in any particular way. The chest and the shoulders are relaxed. Maybe if you wish to, taking one of these deep conscious breaths in long exhale out. There are going to be some purists out there that are going to say that's not how you breathe in Yin Yoga, and I'm going to completely agree with them. But in the beginning, it can be very helpful just to understand what happens when we exhale. This is why I like to encourage people to just experience this sinking down into the position. As I've said many times before, this happens automatically in every single breath you take. Another 15 seconds maybe. And then we're going to bend the knees. So we bring the feet into the center. It's almost sort of coming into butterfly position, but we're not going to do that today. It just feels nice to just feel that weight here and the relaxation. And then we're going to come back up from the mat. So we're going to roll out to the right or the left, whichever you're most comfortable with. And then gently come up from the floor. Good. We're going to come into the last position for today. And this is called supported bridge. So here you can either use the bolster, as I've talked about before, or a block. And again, this is something that we can buy almost everywhere now. You can have it this way, or this way, depending on how much you want to, or how deep you want to come into the position. But what's important is that you are completely and utterly relaxed. So I'm going to change my mat around again, so this makes it easier for me to demonstrate what I'm actually doing. I think that's about approximately right. Okay, So we're going to come down to, make sure you have your support, whether it's a bolster or a support like this or a block. And we're just going to come down onto the floor, again onto the back here. So just sort of slide the elbow out, come down onto the floor, and we roll over onto the back. And here at the moment we can have the feet in towards the buttocks. This is so that we can take the support and place it under the base of the spine. And this, I mean the sacrum bone, which is the triangular bone at the bottom of the spine, just before the tailbone. It's important that the block or the support rests on this point and not in the lower back. So we either have it here, or like I said here, or we can bring it up here, depending on how flexible you are. It's not a judgment and it's not a competition. So I'm going to do that today. And then we just move the left leg out to the corner of the mat and the right leg out to the corner of the mat. And then again, we're going to place the hands under the back of the head and just relax the shoulders and the upper back. Just close the eyes. One of the things I like to do in this position is to just experience how the pelvis opens towards the top of the room as we do this position. You've heard me saying it a few times before, but I like the description of a flower opening towards the sun. So we're just relaxing the shoulders, just that little bit more. We lift the elbows and then rest them again onto the floor. The toes are relaxed, the lower back. I want to also dispel the myth that surrounds Yin Yoga, that you're supposed to lie still and just don't move. And in my opinion, it is to be as comfortable as possible. And maybe you want to just experiment a little bit and see whether, well, maybe I can turn the block onto its side, or just change something and just see how that feels. And if it doesn't feel okay, you can change it back again. We have enough time to do these things, to be exactly how we are. Once again, feeling this balance between the body and the support from the earth beneath you. If we can learn this support, we can use it in all the different forms of yoga, as a support, as an energy we can rely on. Instead of relying on the physical energy of the body, relaxing the upper back, just a little bit more on the neck, arms. Maybe that gentle smile comes to the corner of your lips again. Feeling the earth energy on your cheeks, your tongue, your brain, your heart, internal organs of the body. And feeling the balance the unshakable feeling and knowledge that you belong. Just for these last few seconds, just looking around the body from the center of your mind, maybe finding just that little extra bit of tension hiding somewhere, maybe in the hip or your ankle or the knee. Just releasing that to the earth beneath you. Neck relaxed and hands. And then we can slowly slide the hands out from under the head so that your head returns to the floor. The neck is completely relaxed. And once the head is on the floor, on the mat, then we can relax the arms. Bring the arms along the side of the body. Bring the feet back in. Lift by pressing the heels into the floor so you can remove the support, and then place the lower back onto your mat. Make sure the shoulder blades are on the mat, and then slide the left heel to the left corner of the mat and the right heel to the right corner of the mat. Coming in today's last position, which is Savasana. So if you wish to, again, placing the bolster under your knees, cushions, maybe a blanket over the body. Maybe you want to put your socks on again. Just finding comfortable position for your body to rest gently on the earth beneath you. Making yourself as comfortable as possible. Taking your time. Feeling the support from the back of your heels and to the back of your head. How the earth is gently supporting your body. Held by the ground. Let your arms soften. Let your face soften. And when you're ready, let your eyes gently close. Take a long breath in and slowly let it go. Again, take a long breath in and slowly letting it go through the mouth or the nose, whichever is most comfortable for you. Like the first sigh of the day. Let your body begin to exhale the weight it no longer wants to carry. And again, a soft breath in and a longer, slower breath out. Feel gravity welcoming you back. There's nothing you need to hold up, nothing you need to fix. The earth already knows how to carry it all, your body and soul. Take a few breaths and allow that breath and truth to sink in. Begin to notice the weight of your bones, the heaviness of your legs, your arms, your shoulders, your back, and your head. Feel the earth meeting you there, underneath it all. Not asking you to rise, not asking you to change. Just saying, rest. I've got you. Let your body begin to settle down and in, like the soil after a gentle rain. Now bring your awareness to the base of your spine. Feel it connecting downward into your hips, into the floor beneath you and into the ground beneath that. Imagine roots beginning to grow from your tailbone, from your sit bones, from your legs, down, deep into the earth beneath you. This is, of course, only happening in your mind. You don't have to imagine it perfectly. Just let it feel like a warm, welcoming hug from your oldest friend. Like coming home. And now, if there's something you've been carrying, a thought, a pressure, an old fear, tension, or worry, gently bring it to your awareness. No judgment, just kindness and compassion. Let it sit beside you like a tired companion. Hold its hand with a caring understanding. And when you're ready, let it melt into the ground. Let the earth take and hold it for you. The earth knows already how to reuse what we no longer need. It takes what's heavy and transforms it into something new. Now imagine you're lying on the forest floor. Cool, rich earth beneath you. Soft moss supports your body. The smell of trees in the air. The hum of quiet life surrounds you. You are not separate from it. You are part of this connection. Feel the support underneath you, not just physical, but ancient and all-knowing. The earth has held you since the moment you were born. It has never once asked you to be more than you are, or why you are here. And it never will. Let this knowledge fill every cell of your being. Breathe it in. Let your inhale draw up nourishment. Let your exhale release any tension or resistance still lingering. Let your breath be slow and full, like the breath of the forest itself. Now, bring your awareness to your heart. Nothing to fix, open, beautiful, and full of emotion, as if it was resting in your hands. Let it rest. Let it be exactly as it is. There is nothing to change. Sometimes even the heart needs to feel held and loved. Let your heart be part of the earth. Let the earth hold it now. With your eyes still closed, gently begin to return to your physical body lying on the ground. There is no need to leave the stillness. Just let your awareness return to the space that surrounds you. Feel the physical body again. The outline of your fingers. Maybe a sensation or vibration just above each fingertip, above the top of your head. And maybe even the air brushing past your skin. Let the breath become just a little deeper. And if it feels right, place one hand over your belly and the other over your open heart. Whisper to yourself gently and honestly, I am grounded. I am safe. I am home in myself. Carry the earth with you as you slowly and gently open your eyes. Slowly coming up from the mat to continue with your day. Namaste. I hope you've had a beautiful session. I will see you next week, of course, for the next installment of this series, which will be Yin and the water element. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye for now.